Right. Let's see if anyone joins this. Shit. Is anyone here? Cool. So it looks like we're live. Cool. Got that shared on there. I'm just going to post it on here as well. Okay. Let's get going then, shall we? Hey, Edgy, what's on? So, not sure what the goal is of this live stream just yet, but I'm just going to go into making some sounds and maybe making some serum presets and stuff because I'm coming out with a sample pack hopefully in the next few weeks, and I've been working towards it in little bits, but I'm just going to be making some sounds. I need to make some operator presets, some wavetable presets for Ableton. I'm going to be making some serum presets and some serum wavetables. So yeah, just going to be going through bits like that. I need to make some more snares, things like that. So let's have a look in. Start off making some kicks. This is a cool plugin that I like to use a lot. Turn that down a little bit. Am I making D&B today? Maybe. I don't know. Depends what I'm feeling. I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow for the Patreon guys, which will be finishing off the track that I started in the previous live stream. But I might be making some halftime. Like, I don't know. It depends what I'm in the mood for. So like an init preset for this. Set this to flat logarithmic and leave that on there. The spectrogram. So I want a multicolored again. So don't really want kicks going anywhere lower than like 50 hertz. If I can help it, maybe even a bit higher. Let's get a tuner up in here. Cool. So we'll save that one. Save as. Can I export this? And then we'll do a long variant of it as well. What's the visualization? It's Isotope's Insight. It's a really cool plugin. I use it on every project. It's just it's basically a spectrogram, which is basically a moving EQ that displays frequencies over time. So I can just use that to, like, normally I wouldn't use it in 3D mode. I'd normally have it in 2D, and then just if you zoom in. So if I select this source and then go extra slow and high detail, maybe low detail actually. So it gives you like a heat map of like where your frequencies are. So it's just useful when you're making sounds, like you know where things are sitting. So when you drag those samples in and you sort of analyze it through this, it's like, okay, so that's eating up a big chunk of, like, 5 to 700. So I need to keep that. I need to be wary of that space with all the other sounds that I'm throwing into the project. So when you're like looking at your heat map and on like the master, and there's just like loads of shit like this going on in like the 5 to 700 range, then you know that you need to start tweaking around there. The only reason I use it is because I don't really trust these headphones that I'm using. So, and like they're super bright. Like they're great. They've got a wicked low end response, but they're just ludicrously bright. So anything that's like between 1K and 5K, like I can't mix by ear because it does. Like if I try and mix it to the way that I'm hearing it, it never translates. So I need to use these sorts of graphs, and then this is a stereo field thing, so you can tell whether your phases are going wrong. The way you read one of these is this little line on the side here. If that's staying positive when your sounds are hitting, like where it's going there, it's going up. That means that your phase is in line. So whenever you collapse it to mono, you won't have any phasing issues. And then if it goes down into the negatives, that's when you know that your phase is wrong. And yeah, it's useful for clearing up a mix. It's great for sound design as well, because like you can just sort of look into you can sort of analyze your like samples from other packs and be like, right, what's eating up a bunch of frequencies in this snare, and then you can go try and recreate that snare and then try and fill out those frequencies using certain noise or clicks and your amp levels and decay times and stuff. Just trying to get this right, though, it's really annoying. There we go. So that could be like a transient layer, and then effects, clicks, any claps. Cool, so that can be a layer for something. Where did I put that? I don't know where I just exported that to. Where do these export to? Documents. What? Snap? Have I put something here? This is boring me. Why am I not doing this in my template? I was thinking of maybe going for like a halftime track and going from there, because I've been making a lot of dubstep and like 140 stuff, and you know, I just kind of want to switch it up a little bit just for today, because I don't know, like I've got like ADHD and I can't really focus on shit for that long. So like when it's like, you know, when I'm focusing so much on a specific genre, I just get bored of it pretty quickly. And like I make all sorts of music. Like with this channel, I probably won't go into like the garage that I make, or like the hip hop or the house or the grime, the drill, like because I make beats and trap beats and stuff like all the time. But that's just more of like me just trying to be creative and just get a beat out real quick, because like, you know, I don't think you guys are going to be super interested in just like beat making stuff, because it's pretty easy and basic. It's just me pissing about with Omnisphere and playing about with melodies and stuff, and it's just songwriting practice for me. If I've got any tips for anyone, like try and make loads of different genres of music, because it'll help you progress better in whatever genre of music you really want to focus on. So let's go into here and get a kick snare down, or clap in this case. I love this clap, sounds lush. Whoa, that sounds so different. Why does that sound shit? Oh, it's because that's... Ugh. Sounds fucking nasty. Strange. It'd be cool to see if you do some UK garage drums. Been struggling with that for a while. Yeah, I could do a video on that. Like at some point. Wait, this is at 140. I'm struggling to see how that sounds like that in this template. It's weird. What have we got going on in the sends? Nathan, yeah, if you go onto if you go through off of Patreon and then onto YouTube onto my channel, you'll see that I'm streaming there. So you can have a look at the chat just in there. And yeah, you should be subscribed to the channel if you're on my Patreon. So is it the limiter? I'm ridiculously confused right now. Has to be this. Strange. I don't know what's going on, man. Because there's people in the chat here. I've got Edgy, Raoul, David, and Chris. They're all chilling. You know what? I'm gonna throw these into. Sounds fucking thin. Oh, there we go. Fucking sonar works. Right. No worries, man. Right. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this. So normally when I'm like, I don't have an idea to throw down, I just jump straight into like drums and percussion because it gives a vibe. So let's go to the cymbals kit. A lot of people bash on cymatics, but like they actually do have good one hits. This Cool, that sounds good. Work from a smaller loop. And let's go to a perk, throw some random perks in as well. What I like to do, it's a weird workflow, but like if your computer can handle it, just like take an entire PAX percussion thing and just throw it in a drum rack and then just play about with it and see how it sounds. Because then you just got a drum rack where you can just, you know, you've got all these samples, you just play about with it all. No, that sounds a bit Mr. Billy. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, once I started using drum racks, I never went back. Like there's some really cool stuff you can do in here. Like you can set up sends, like by dragging in plugins straight into the drum rack, and then you can choose to like send things off into there. So like, you know, I can throw some saturation in here and like drive that, and then you can choose how much of each percussion bit that you want to send into the drum racks. It's pretty cool. Cool, so we've got a bit of a groove going. We can sort of like decide where basses sit around this. So let's go into our subs. Because, wait, no. Let's make a separate group. And we'll send this to the pre-master. That way we can just get a full frequency sound. And let's play about with phase plant again, because that synth is sick. Yeah. Well, phase plant, yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to be starting to do more stuff with them. I've been in touch with the guys over on their Discord server and stuff, and they've just, you know, they've basically like said that I can be like, you know, partnered with them to like make some content and stuff. So I'm going to see how that goes over the next few months and see if working with other people is something that I like to do. So what I'm doing here is just modulating the phase of the wavetable I made the other day. So just trying to think how I'm going to modulate all this. So put that on the band. Yeah, there's not enough content on phase plant at the minute. It's a real shame actually, because like it's just such a versatile synth. Like even I don't know how to get my head around it. Like every time I open it up, it's a bit 50-50. I either make a sick sound or a shit sound. But it's just because it's so open ended. It's like here's all these options, but there's no clear route of how to use them. And like fiddling about with this, like, you know, you move it even if 5%, it makes a massive difference to the phase, to like the sound. And it's easy to go too far. So what you want to do is start off with like a basic, you know, a relatively basic sound. Like this, and then sort of go into it from there. So what I like to do is just like have one group doing one thing and another group with like a basic sub patch going out into a separate group. So let's say this wavetable group is now going to go into lane 2 and lane 2 is going to go to lane 3. Then I'd send lane 1 to lane 3 and then have the output of lane 1 just being a sub. So like this sub can be I don't know, basically I can just put a limiter on this and then just boost the gain, or maybe move the in gain. Right, so that's like going there, and then all of these ones I can have like, first of all, a filter, and then that can be going into like a multipass with there's just so much shit. it's so open-ended, I just can't even get my head around it. And have like resonators and shit. And then it just gets so crazy, you just need to like minimize it all and fucking duplicate shit over one another. We have like a different LFO modulating that on a sync, make it unipolar. So basically what I'm doing here now is like all this like distortion and stuff is going past, so like the subs are like being routed into the lane, and then it's bypassing this one, which is the mid bass, and then it's being met, both of them are being met again in lane 3. So then, you know, if you wanted to like go crazy at the end, maybe, I don't know, maybe some ring mod. Not liking this movement, but then it's just about playing around with it until it sounds right. Like, what I really should be doing is maybe recording it into a separate layer. So I route this and send this to the pre-master as well. Whoa. Okay, maybe not. 21 phase plant and in. Yeah, to be honest, man, like, you know, with making sounds in like new plugins and stuff, you just sort of have to record yourself doing the process and then like hoping that you get something cool at the end of it. So what I'm gonna do is just like put down a big fat F note and just get recording and start moving some shit around and hoping for the best. And then hit and record on that. big slice of audio that I can fuck about with. You have so much more control in audio, like it's crazy. Cool. So now we've got something we can play about with. Let's dive into this then. So we've got the fucking longest audio file on the planet now, which is great. And we've got loads of headroom to play about with distortion as well. So let's go back in here, make this big. Right, what I'm thinking is maybe for these sounds, use a different synth patch and then we can go from there. So modulate this. This is obviously changing the speed of whatever that's modulating at, so I don't want that. So is that one. I guess phase is the only one we can really play with without changing the rate of. This is really bugging me. What are these mapped to? Nothing. Maybe choose a different wavetable. Maybe this should be swapped around. Oh, why are they mapping it to the queue? Don't know if I'm liking the sound on that. Let's turn off that. Oh shit. What we can do is maybe duplicate that, consolidate this, and then try some pitch bends. No, it's not a continuation of the last stream. It's just, I'm starting a new idea. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow on my Patreon, which will be continuing from the last stream. And I'll be finishing off that track, and that's what I'm going to be giving away as a free download on my SoundCloud, hopefully by the weekend. I'll have it done and mastered, and then it'll be up on my SoundCloud for everyone to grab, free download. So yeah, if you want to tune into that, it'll be available for all the patrons. So like even if you join on the lowest tier, you'll be able to jump in on those streams, because there'll be one of those a week, an extra video a week for you guys if you're on the lowest tier, and then you get another you get two to three extra videos a week on the next tier, and then the last one you get personal lessons with me. And then maybe I should separate out those sounds because they're quite different. there a way to like randomly pitch this? Frequency shifter maybe? This needs a room reverb on it as well. What am I doing? Room. Sends. Select all. Why can't I send up them all to it? Yeah, you know what? Throw it on the end. Well, it's 22 group. Hello. Let's try. Try something with this. Go into serum. Ooh. So maybe in here. So maybe that should go on the end. So if I go like that, move this all back. Wait, what have I done? Do that, push that there. And like some sort of growl or something. Change the wave tables on this synth because it sounds pretty fat. Once serum will load because my serum's slow as shit. Come on. There we go. So Needs to be more like offbeat, I think. Some of those percussion bits are quite loud as well. Let's throw a multi-band on there. The trick with like Halftime to get like that groove and that swing is to like try and play in as many of the, like put the percussion pieces as you can. Because it just like adds that little extra bit of groove and human feel to it, because like you start throwing in that little fills. Where are we going with this? What does it need? Needs some real shit behind it. Don't want any reverb on it though. Where's that reverb coming from? Yeah, from the group, isn't it? Send it straight to chain group. Has to be some fucking reverb on that. Something needs to change in these, I think. Just so it stops getting so repetitive. I'm really dragging this out. Don't know. Yeah, I just recorded in this patch here. Yeah, I just recorded that and then bounced it out into like this huge like oh shit. It's this like massive 3-minute thing. I need to do another one though, because like, the sounds sound really muddy and weird in this, but yeah, when it comes to mixing, this is going to be a nightmare. I'm half tempted just to like start a new project and do like a more minimal one, because this one's a bit like in your face. And like maybe just focus more on sub basses, and then like throw in a couple mid basses over the top and make it a bit more deep, because like there's loads of like crazy halftime out there, like the stuff that we've been making before, and maybe like incorporating some kind of like deeper sound would be kind of cool. Well, what's going on here? And then, I don't know, let's do something in Omnisphere. With like let's go with do another human voices to layer that with. Ow. That's fucking loud. Cool, we can do something with that. So group this, throw the duck on the end. voices has this got? Didn't realise. Didn't realise Omnisphere had all these scales. It's pretty cool. I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest. But let's keep playing with shit. What time is it now? Probably wrap up the stream in a minute actually, because I need to make dinner. Stop. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do is end this stream here, because we're going to pick up on something tomorrow. I think we're going to finish off the previous track, and this stream was just about some random sound design bits you could watch me do. But yeah, is there whilst I've got you guys here, like, are there any suggestions for like any future videos and stuff that I can write down? Because I was struggling to come up with an idea this morning, and I'm going to be uploading a video after. So that when this goes live, there'll be another video to follow it as well, so you guys can check that out. Just wondering if you guys have got any suggestions for anything. Okay, yeah. It's a bit of trial and error. Like the Khan video that I did, the sound design was pretty basic on it, so it's kind of easy to recreate from someone that can look at the sounds from my perspective, but how to make more simplistic or clean sounding patch more interesting. Yeah, okay. Classic bass tutorials, I can do that. You want to see some grimy stuff? Yeah, I can do some stuff like that. Some like, gliding squares and, things that Khan and Nick are sort of known for. And like wily sounds. There's a lot of cool wily sounds that I know how to make. Alright, cool. These are really good suggestions, guys. I'm gonna write these down and get these out to you lot. If you're not part of the Patreon, join on one of the lower tiers and see what it's like, because the extra content that I'm putting out there is the extra content that I'm putting up there is like exclusive stuff like behind the scenes. Like I break down my track Dizzy that's on Dotblock, and you know, you'll get access to more streams where I do like focus content. So like tomorrow I'm finishing off that track for the 1K free download thing, and like depending on what tier you're in as well, I'll go out of my way to recreate sounds for you, and I can even send you sample packs with those sounds in them. So Tipper sounds. I'll look into Tipper. I don't think I've heard his stuff off the top of my head, but I'll definitely look into it and see if I can come up with stuff, because I've got a track breakdown folder with a bunch of stuff in it. Ambient pads, yeah, cool, I can do that. Depends if you want, like, it depends like what type of pads you mean. So, because I create atmospheres by using Contact and like loads of room reverb, or like I'll go into a sample pack and grab all the white noise effects and then run that through a massive room reverb. So you can create like really lush open soundscapes by just playing with 100% wet reverbs and then maybe running through some tones through it as well, and just it's like layering sounds that way. So I can do a video doing stuff like that, because you can create some really cool morphing ambient pads with like some granular synthesis with the granulator using the same effect. So that's another idea I can do. So ambient pads, grimy stuff, more classic bass tutorials. Cool. You guys are giving me ideas for about a week's worth of content, so I'll keep doing that. It was a good stream. Got some weird stuff done. Nothing really, aimed or focused, but it was good to have you guys along for the ride and have a chat and stuff. So I'm gonna upload a video now. It'll be a review of my monitors. So yeah, when I end this, that should be up. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you tomorrow if you're in for the Patreon stream. Bye.